Okay, so Australia, land down under, upside down land. Most people in the world know the city of Melbourne exists. A lot of people in the world probably think it's the capital of Australia, even though it's not. And the ones that don't probably think that Sydney is the capital, even though I think that's not either.
No.
But it is where they filmed the first Power Rangers movie back in the day, so
Yes.
it has some tourist value. So lots of things going on there, lots of people, lots of commerce, lots of, it's a good equivalent to New York outside of America. And absolutely none of that matters for any of our characters because that's not where they are. They are, in fact, several miles east in a smaller city that people tend to just forget exists, even if they live near it, since one of our characters values their privacy and another is just kind of traveling through. So why don't we go around and have all of you briefly introduce yourselves.
My name is Snart, and I am an academic who is enthralled to Sin's character. And I'm not a vampire, but I have no choice but to do what she says. And I am her gopher, and I go and collect things for her.
My name is Vika Smith, and I'm a vampire. I feel like this is an AA meeting.
Yeah.
And I'm a bruja living in the woods, and Snart does stuff for me, because she doesn't have a choice.
That's true.
My character is Jim Hill, and he's a vampire on a boat.
Normally, although Vika and Snart see each other a lot, there's normally not a lot of outside socialization there, and Jim usually just kind of pseudo wanders around places. But the three and possibly four of you later are getting together because in this nice quiet little town where it's easy to go unnoticed and have a quiet life, that has suddenly started changing over the past couple of weeks because things have started hitting the news that might draw the wrong kind of attention. Specifically, the police have been finding bodies of animals that seem to have been killed in some sort of ritualistic fashion and been specifically left out to find. And the most noteworthy thing is that the animals have been exsanguinated. And when vampires hear the word exsanguinated, they do tend to get very, very worried about the kind of attention that can draw. So it is the kind of thing that tends to make everybody think this is a problem that we need to solve now. And that is where we are starting this night, with all y'all meeting for the first time at the marina where Jim currently has his boat docked. That was the plan anyway, except Vika usually doesn't go out to meet people, and probably would have just sent Snart in her place, even though she was supposed to go. So Snart, did you try to convince Vika to go anyway? Because with this being an actual problem that should probably be taken seriously, maybe she should get out of the house a bit?
I would like to think I tried.
So, you're going to go ahead and roll manipulation and subterfuge. And Vika, you're going to roll, let's say resolve and leadership.
It says 1 success, possible bestial failure.
Okay, so it won't be a bestial failure since it's not a static difficulty. So do either of you want to burn a willpower to make your roll better?
Why, what's happening now?
Well, if Snart rolled higher than you, then you'll be convinced and you'll go with her to the meeting.
Did she roll higher than me?
Well, I've got bad news for you, because I did actually roll. And you actually did beat me despite rolling really badly.
You can also take willpower damage to try to beat her.
I think it's not worth it. Like, I think I'm just over it at this point. I've been living with this person for decades. If she doesn't want to go, there is, like, so much more I could be doing than arguing with her.
Okay, so you head out yourself. Do you take Vika's car?
Yeah, take my car.
All right.
So I'm going to send the Discord a picture of Vika's car.
It's gorgeous.
It is an old Moscovich from Russia that has sentimental value for her.
Crazy Vaclav's level.
Probably going to stick out a little bit at the marina. So it's a bit unusually foggy, not bit of a mist in the air, so you can't totally see as far out as usual. You can't see as far out as the ocean. You do find his boat fairly easily. Do me a favor and roll Wits and Awareness.
2 success.
On the far side of his boat, from where you're standing, if you look far enough, you can see like actual beach away from where the docks are. I think you see a man-sized shape moving through the light fog, although it appears to be moving it has a bit of a strange gait to it. It's a bit odd. It kind of sticks out so much because it's that odd.
I'll make my way on over.
Okay, you make your way on. Snart, that shape you saw on the far side down in the beach does start to waddle toward the boat areas, and it definitely looks like a waddle at this point. In point of fact, as it gets closer, it stops looking like a person, even though it's person-sized and moving. It does, in fact, look like a very, very large, slightly rotund penguin.
Oh. That makes sense, because that area of Australia does have penguins.
That's news to me.
And they only come out at night.
And not what I was expecting at all. Caught me not doing my research.
They're really cute. They're about this big, and they're really furry.
This is much bigger. This is about 6 foot 3 inches tall.
Oh, okay.
Roll intelligence and occult, and your specialty in kindred knowledge does apply. So give yourself an extra die.
6 successes.
You know this is a thing that vampires can do. Vampires can turn into animals. You know that some vampires who turn into animals cannot do so while violating conservation of mass, which means that an inappropriately sized animal, inappropriately sized on the large scale, can very easily mean that this is a vampire who has shape changed. And what's the penguin doing? Heading right toward the boat?
Yeah, I'm going on my boat.
Penguin flops right onto the boat. Does it flop silently onto the boat?
Oh yes, we're well practiced at this.
Well practiced at this, yeah. You've been doing it for years.
I guess it's time to switch back.
Before your eyes, the penguin changes. It's like watching clay being sculpted without any actual visible hands. It just everything. There's no like dedicated process to how everything changes. The whole shape just reforms into that of a very tall man standing before you. What does Jim look like right now?
Well, he's just this guy, you know. He's got he's got the boots and work pants on and the sort of a sweater, so it's like he's been working somewhere cold before this.
Any carrying any weapons or anything else relevant and concealed?
Nothing visible.
Nothing visible. Although, Jim, you were expecting... you might have been expecting 2 people, depending on what Snart told you, if Snart initially assumed that Vika was going to come with her.
I probably would have said, like, I'll try to get her to come, but she's extremely stubborn.
Okay, so this isn't unexpected.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so...
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Does Jim know about the exsanguinated corpses?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's why he cares enough to meet, because otherwise he'd just be hanging out on his boat until he leaves.
Right.
In fact, Jim had no idea that a vampire had even claimed this place as a domain, because Vika keeps a low profile, and the only person in town Jim knows is mortal. Amortal, not immortal.
I think we should start by saying, like, this has nothing to do with Vika. She's not the one exsanguinating the animals. Because she doesn't want to do anything. She is far too lazy and lacking in motivation to do really anything.
Now, as a point of order, what Jim would not know, but what you would know, Snart, Jim doesn't know this because this particular detail has not been reported in the news, but one of the exsanguinated animals is one of Vika's animals on her backyard farm.
Ah.
And this is probably what convinced her that this is important enough to care about. So technically, you two do have a decision to make, which is what to do next, but, and Snart, whether or not you want to tell Jim about, that there's at least one incident of this that he doesn't know of because it's not in the news, because obviously Vika didn't report that to the cops, is your choice. So you can head back and go see her, try to pick her up for the investigation. She probably knows. She probably knows her Netflix time is borrowed tonight, and she's just squeezing out every second she can of making you do things. Vika, did you tell Snart to bring back a snack?
Yes.
Any particular preference, or just whichever drive-thru is on the way?
Mochi ice cream.
Also, Snart, would you have told Jim either when setting up the meeting or at some point in the past or next few minutes that you are not kindred? Because you can be, blood bonds do work on kindred, so the fact that you are blood bond to Vika does not automatically mark you as mortal.
I think I would have said that I am not kindred on the grounds that, like, he's looking for a vampire. So I'm out, Vika's out, it's someone else.
For your edification, since you're less familiar with the setting, that is not something that other vampires have a sixth sense about.
Right. Okay.
They can try to figure it out if they suspect it, but that's a role that doesn't even involve anything supernatural usually, or at least not anything supernatural anyone in this chronicle would have. Weird spread of powers in this one. So do you compare notes? Do you tell Jim about the that extra little detail?
Well, okay, I think, like, Jim and I need to discuss this. If Jim has a lot to talk about before we head to the property, we can head into Melbourne and back to get some mochi. Gotta keep it cold for about an hour. Alternatively, we can just head straight to the property.
Okay, well, I'm from out of town, so I don't know a whole hell of a lot. Whatever works is cool.
Okay, I think we should drive in and out, and we should get to know each other a bit.
All right.
Because I've never met this strange penguin man before. He's new in town.
Also, when Sin edits this, she's going to just, like the stinger at the end is just going to be that cut out of context of Sophie going, I think we should get to know each other a good bit. We're actually playing Fatal. No, oh god, no. No, we're not doing
God, no. Sin shrugging.
I don't know what that means.
Good.
It's all good.
Good.
We will not
You
be
don't
solving
wanna know.
quadratic equations tonight.
Now you just made Zach miss Warhammer. Also, for the record, because the people who make Vampire are no longer 90s edgelords and are also self-conscious of the fact that they used to be 90s edgelords. Yeah. 5th edition also does not have the blood magic titled Undead Menses. Yes, that was once a thing.
Get you on Diva Cups. We're gonna do some blood magic. Oh, okay.
you know from the news that there are 3 occurrences of this happening. One is at a roadside near a gas station, kind of on the way out of town. One is in the middle of the mall, which is both super weird, because literally in the middle of the mall, not like in back or in the store, like in the middle of the mall where people walk to get to the stores. And the last one reported is at the Grass Court Theater, which is also kind of out of the way and not really in the middle of town. Nor is the mall, if that was
right.
Like the mall is in a well-traversed area, as opposed to, because the city is it's technically a city by population, but it's a small city, so there's they built the mall on a well-traveled road instead of just in the middle of the business district, because there is no business district.
Yeah, that fits.
There's a main street with many businesses on it.
Okay.
So how does the road conversation go?
Well, that's one interesting car. I'm not going to say anything about it, though, but there's kind of like a look, like, sticks out a bit.
It'll get 60 hectares off some kerosene. I forgot the line.
Jim is American. He might not speak in systems of measurements that actually make sense.
Okay, so I guess I'd be like, what part of America is Jim from?
Midwest.
I mean, he'll be at home, because that area is basically like Ohio. I mean, I go to and from all the time, and there's nothing in between points A and B. It's just fields.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Is that the kind of area you're actually passing through while you head to
Yeah.
the place with Vika's desired snack?
Pretty much, yeah. Just imagine Ohio was a whole country, and that's Australia.
What a nightmare.
So, like, I suppose the question would be, like, do you have any suspicions about what is potentially going on here? Because we have no idea.
Alright, actually, have I even been around long enough to have, like, done some digging on my own, or...
In my head, you just sailed a fishing boat from America to this little bay. It just stopped there.
I'm going to assume you mean that in character, actually, since you don't actually know anything about Jim's backstory yet. You've been here for a week, maybe 2 weeks tops. You weren't expecting anything to really be going on, but if you saw the news reports and it got your interest enough, then you could have tried to do some investigation on your own.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if I would have uncovered anything yet, though, so...
Well, actually, let me ask you this. Have you attempted to look into this over more than one night?
I'm going to go with yes.
Okay, roll intelligence and streetwise.
Okay. 3 successes.
So you've noticed that the places that this has been reported, you've looked at like a map to see if there's any like correlation in locations to be had, and there's not, because one is a theater, one is a mall, and one is a gas station heading out of town. So if there's any commonality between those places, it's something to do with things that go on at those places that don't have anything to do with what those places are, if that makes any sense. It also sticks out very, very obviously that these places are like around the edges of the map. Like here's center of town, here is where these have happened.
My god, it's a transmutation circle. Okay. No, so... Alright,
I mean,
so,
the supernatural is real. That would be a perfectly fair thought to have in character. Freaky Tremere shit might line up with it.
Yeah, keep that out there thought in the back of the deck. But, yeah, okay. I think I would probably just go ahead and relay that much information because that's, nothing sensitive.
Right.
Oh, and also you know that at least one of the sites, the ritualistic theme, as it were, seemed to have been somewhat Celtic.
Alright, well, I think we're probably at the place that sells mochi ice cream now. Jim, do you want any?
No, I'm good.
Jimmy, you of course cannot eat it.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, at this point, you might be a little confused because you haven't been into
Yeah.
a food selling establishment for quite some time because you have no reason to go there for the actual purpose that most people go there for.
Well, I'll look around a little bit, I guess, while she's buying and
Yeah. Also,
take
like,
it in.
I would be used to vampires eating, because the only vampire I know is Vika.
By now, you would know that is rare and unusual, but you're right. You still would be used to it.
It's just an
she's the one you
instinct,
live.
yeah. Yeah. Vika, what what flavor do you want?
Do you actually call her to ask?
Can I?
She
That's
didn't
what I'm
specify?
thinking. Can I?
Yeah.
Can you? Okay. Are you calling me?
Vika, what flavor
Yes.
do you want? What flavor do you want?
It's the mix box. All flavors.
Okay, all of them.
Yes. Get
It's
like
easy.
5. Hello? Did she hang up with me?
Oh, it's bad reception, I'm sorry.
Vika, do me a favor. Roll composure and
Sin is known for her composure.
etiquette.
Composure 1. Etiquette 0. So I'm rolling dice pool 1, hunger 1.
Yep.
Roll 0 success.
Is it just a fail and not a bestial failure?
It's just 0 success. Yeah.
Okay, so this does make you a little bit angry.
Ooh.
It doesn't like turn your Bruja blood into like a raging inferno, but
She better get the right box.
it might stick in your brain a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, Snart, do you like play it safe and just get the entire case worth?
I think so. She's got that old Russian money, like...
Yeah, I was about to say she's paying for it, so that's not a concern.
Yeah. I would rationalize it by saying, like, all the ice cream together will keep itself cold.
Sure.
Also, the fact it's an old shitty car with no heating, even better.
There you go.
There you go. Works.
Now, have you told... we didn't get around to this. Have you told Jim about the at least one incident that's not in the news? And if not, are you going to on the drive back towards Vika's cabin?
I think I told him that to start with.
Okay, so Jim knows that now. So
As
Jim,
like the evidence that, like, you need to stick with me because we're going somewhere. Somewhere relevant that we have an extra one and it's not us and there's no other vampires in the area that we're aware of, so...
Yeah, and I'd want to take a look.
Anything else you're going to do or say on the drive back?
No.
As Snart was mentioning about the drive to get the stuff in the beginning, where it is kind of a lengthy drive over to Vika's cabin, because that too is sort of on like the extremity of town. As you get closer, the place gets more and more wooded until you're just on a forest road. You eventually get there. I assume you both get out of the car.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is Jim gonna help me carry the ice cream? Because there's a lot of it.
Sure.
The ice cream, which Jim still has no idea what the hell it's for. Now, Jim, as you're following Snart up to the rather large and expensive-looking cabin, with several boxes of ice cream in your arms on top of it, you do notice this place is weird. Actually, you know what? Roll wits and awareness.
2 successes.
So one of the first things you notice right off the bat is that the light reflections in the windows are wrong. The moon is, you can see the moon reflected in one of the windows right in front of you, except the moon in the sky is on the far side of the cabin. The angles that the windows reflect the ground underneath them at are wrong. Underneath the windows, the ground looks like more slanted than it is. You get this like overwhelming sense that this place probably has some like story about it being an old murder house behind it, or something like that. How it actually doesn't get like more attention is almost shocking, since there's just like visible things about it that don't make sense. You do see a bunny rabbit like just kind of hopping by across the steps up to the front door, and it actually doesn't seem to mind anything about this place. Like animals aren't creeped out. So I'm assuming you just go right in.
Do they ring the bell, or do they just...
Ding, ding.
You have key, why do you not open door? I have to do everything around here.
I'm just holding giant thing of ice cream. This is just gonna be like the giant sandwich in iHunt. We're just carry it around for the whole session using it to solve puzzles.
So I just open the door and I'm like, yay, ice cream! I help.
Ow.
Does getting the ice cream de-stress you a little bit, Vika?
Yeah, a lot.
But by now you're probably used to the fact that you're going to have to forfeit back up before you go to bed for the day. Because unfortunately that's just how it works. For now, it tastes good. It might actually just be the right comfortable temperature for your mouth, since they have to drive it back.
Hello. What's your name, stranger?
Hello, I'm Jim.
Hi, I'm Vika.
Jim, please roll intelligence on your cult.
1 success.
You're actually still wondering what the hell is going on here, because as far as you know, vampires plus normal food equals immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And also tasting like ash, so this might bring into question whether, if even still, this is the stupid vampire you're supposed to be meeting, or if this is another ghoul.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to keep that one tucked away, too. That's
Gonna keep that one tucked away.
This is...
So, Vika, are you going to take them right outside to the dead cow?
Yeah.
So you lead them both to the back door on the first floor of your cabin. Jim, you might notice on the way that this place is incredibly well furnished. It's there's on your way through the living room and out the kitchen, like the couch is real leather, the TV is massive. Every video game console imaginable is on an entertainment center. Very thick carpets, expensive artwork on the walls. The artwork is very, very fancy. It's not like as much as Clausa might say, depressing apartment art. That you just get to throw something on the wall. It actually looks like real and antique.
Actually, Jim, is that your name, Jim?
Yeah.
Funny name. What do you eat? I have stuff in fridge.
I'm fine, thanks.
As you leave out the back, you also notice the kitchen is also just as expensive as everything else. Just also not as interesting because it's a kitchen. You know what those look like. So out in the backyard. Oh, you also notice that the inside, at least on this floor, is it actually appears bigger than on the outside. Not by much, just enough that you're not sure if you're imagining it. Out back into the forest, Vika has some barn accoutrements. There's like a stable for a couple of horses. Nothing major, nothing huge. The animals mostly free roam. She doesn't seem to need to do much to control them and keep them around. a little bit further into the woods, away from where the still living cows are, there is a dead cow. It is on its stomach. Its legs have been tucked underneath its stomach. It has definitely been deliberately posed. Dirt, ground, leaves, any plants around it, all stained with blood that has gone long enough to dry and turn brown. That is all you can see at a quick glance.
So, Jim, can you tell me anything about this? Are you an expert in cow murder?
I might become one. And taking a closer look, trying to engage my senses and see what I can find out.
Yeah, it's an animal and you're in the woods, so I'm going to say intelligence and survival.
Okay.
Maybe you should have brought the dog because he could have sniffed around. Alas.
2 successes.
Successes. So there's no overt markings that would show any kind of religion or theme, like the goat that Snart told you about. You can't tell if that's because there weren't any, or if because someone tried to maybe, write some symbols into the dirt and it just didn't stick.
Yeah, it's not much, but I'll relay that.
It is also not immediately apparent to you how the blood was drained. You would have to do a more thorough examination than just looking around for that.
Oh boy, I get to roll a cow over.
You do notice, basically immediately, there is a blood stain right behind one of the front legs, and the reason there's a blood stain there is that it appears to be where the blood was drained from. It's just like the blood around the wound that was made to drain the blood out. Someone probably shoved a tube in.
Okay, so... Alright, I guess I want to take a closer look at that wound then and see, does it look like it was more surgical or torn open by claws?
Definitely more on the surgical side. It was made with some sort of edged thing. It was not ripped. With claws, no, absolutely not. It absolutely looks like a hole somebody cut to shove a tube in.
In that case, if I dig into it, do I find any tubes?
You do not.
Okay. So, and it definitely looks like it was all drained out, right here?
Yeah, there's a lot of blood on the ground. There's probably more than you can see at a quick glance because it's not a man-made floor. It had time to soak into the ground before it dried, but there's enough. There has been enough that it's really obvious that there was a gush of blood on the ground.
All right, and in that case, I'm going to see if there is any sign of tracks leading off or anything like that.
In intelligence and survival again.
Okay. 5 successes.
With a crit! Oh! So something immediately apparent to you as soon as you start looking further around the cow. You see one shoe or boot print.
For that footprint, is that about how big is it? Can I guess a shoe size from it?
You can guess a shoe size. It's about a size 9 or 10.
Male or American, U.S., Australia, UK?
Male American, yeah.
Okay.
You can't know for sure, but it wouldn't surprise you if it's some sort of work boot like the ones you're wearing.
And underneath where the cow was, it's just blood?
Yeah.
Okay. Did anybody notify the cow's next of kin? That's all I got.
So, is Jim gonna tell us this information, or is he secretive?
Yeah, I'm gonna relay all that.
Okay.
It just
Snart, write it down. Thank you.
And so, what do you do next?
Okay. There were 3 more incidents. And since Jim is so good, we have to go check those out.
So we'll get into Vika.
Let's go to the theater. I love the theater.
You love the theater.
Okay.
all right.
Okay, Snart, you drive. I call shotgun.
The Vika mobile moves out.
Just imagine the backseat all sticky from melted ice cream.
Oh god, yeah.
Didn't get it quite all back in time. Oh no.
So, Jim, how you become vampire?
Well, some asshole embraced me. That's how it went down. Yep.
Aw.
Not an uncommon story, really.
Yeah, vampires are assholes.
Yeah, this might actually be refreshing for Jim, as silly as it is, because, through years of dealing with the Camarilla and the Sabbat and the Anarchs every time you go to a city, finding someone who doesn't take it seriously at all is certainly a change of pace.
Yeah, kind of nice.
It's relaxing. Nice relaxing way to solve a horrible, weird, gross, possibly masquerade breaching problem.
Did Snart show you around? She knows everything around here. I just chill in the cabin.
Yeah, we went to Melbourne and got some ice cream.
Ah, yeah, cool.
Meeting Jim might actually be relevant to one of Snart's desires or ambitions, in fact, so that might have been quite the entertaining process for Snart, and not something that felt like a waste of time.
Yeah.
So I guess then, do you know anything that hasn't been made public yet, or that we've found tonight?
Oh yeah, can I roll to see if I know anything?
You sure can do intelligence and streetwise.
Yeah, okay, so it says 0 successes.
Yeah, you don't know anything.
Yeah, I don't know anything.
Yeah, you're not just you do of course know that there is one other vampire in town who is not here with you, and you know that because you had to give them permission to set up their own what they're doing. Snart knows him. But without him here, you can't ask him if he knows anything.
Yeah.
I bet it's that other vampire. We should kill him.
Since Snart knows him, Snart would probably disagree, because Snart knows that his entire purpose for being in town is to set up a homeless shelter.
Yes.
Aww.
Car ride is uneventful, other than whatever discussions you want to have. You said you're going to the theater. The Grass Court Theater it's not so on the outskirts of town that it looks like dead around it. Like, it has some buildings around it. There's some things. It's not one of those things where it's like built into a set of buildings that has like an apartment complex on the top or something like that. It is its own like theater building. It has a sign out front that is very much trying to make it seem like as fancy a theater as possible, but it really only gives you the impression that it's called the Grass Court Theater because there is grass in the front court. There's a little bit of primrose off to the side. That's about it. There are people shuffling around outside on the steps. Either a show is about to start or has just ended. But unless Vika actively keeps up with the schedule on a nightly basis, even when she's not planning on going, you wouldn't know which. But it's not so late that it's done for the night. So what do you do?
We gotta go talk to the administration. Oh, maybe we can make it to the show. My favorite actor is playing tonight. Maybe you'll get to meet him.
The show is Puppies and Princesses.
It's he goes by Nostradamus the Vampire.
Oh no.
He's not a real vampire. He's very talented. He's playing both Puppies and Princess in this one.
He might be trying to convince somebody that he has what it takes to do a one-man show of something like A Christmas Carol when it comes up.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. From Software President Hidetaka Miyazaki here to once again explain a character I had no involvement in the creation of. And this one is called... Which one are you?
Well, you've heard of Nosferatu the vampire, but I am Nostradamus the vampire.
Fucking Christ.
Using my precognitive powers, I predicted the date of my own death, and then rose again.
Yeah, so when I was talking about working with George R.R. Martin on The Elden Rings, I said that a novel of his called Fever Dream, that was one of the greatest pieces of modern vampire fiction, and I'd say that one of the reasons why it's one of the great modern works of vampire fiction is that the vampires in it are nothing like this. Shut the fuck up. I'd ask you if I have to make Demon Souls 7 at some point, but I'm too fucking depressed. Ooh, I have a note here. Coming soon, Puppies and Princesses, starring Nostradamus. God.
I predict it will be a scream.
I hate you.
Gosh, this is a weird Netflix reboot of Scooby-Doo.
So you walk toward the management office, and you don't even reach it before you hear, "Oh my God, Vika!"
Oh my God, who this?
You turn, and you have just asked to the face of your friend, the actor Nostradamus the vampire, "Who the hell are you?" As if you don't recognize him. He is in makeup. He does have a ridiculous cape and cowl that does not at all go with the rest of his princess costume. Presumably, he's going to take the cape and cowl off. Not collar. Sorry. Presumably, he's going to take that part off before he actually goes on stage. And he doesn't even notice that you asked him a really kind of insensitive question for somebody who's supposed to be a friend. He just sort of happily shuffles over to you. "Oh my God, I didn't know you were coming to the show tonight. I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah.
How have you been? I haven't seen you in forever."
Yeah.
Thanks for your last donation to the
Oh,
theater,
yeah.
by the way.
Oh, no problem.
I think it paid for this show tonight.
So can I just like reach into my pocket and just give him a bunch of bills? Like, thank you for your good
You
work.
absolutely can. He takes it very eagerly and shoves it into the closest pocket he has. As awkward as he may be, he does. He might think you're more awkward and just tries to move that along as fast as possible. So, thank you. You're always so nice to me. I should have lived 300 years ago. I would have. I mean, if you like me this much, I could have had like 10 patrons in the old days when that was more of a thing.
So I actually have to ask you a question. Do you know anything about?
No, I didn't get the role in the Christmas Carol this year. Sorry. I know you were looking forward to seeing me in that, and he's like, he is just talking about it. He is devastated.
Can I roll something to ask him about if he knows about anything that's
You
happening?
can, and in fact, you do have some vampiric disciplines that involve socializing. Awe is a level 1 power and is free, and it will add your presence rating to charisma and persuasion.
To success. You know the weird thing that happened in the theater with the killing? Do you know anything about that?
So as Vika says this, Snart and Jim, you notice she is definitely turning on the supernatural charm because Snart, you've been around her long enough to know what this is, and Jim, you've been around long enough, period, to have met vampires who do this. She kind of gets more charming, but it doesn't really fool you anymore because she's not directing it at you. Nostradamus the vampire, however, is absolutely enraptured by this.
Late at night, I think of you, your vision floods my mind.
And he says, "Oh, that, yeah, we were trying to forget about that because it was gross. It was gross. Like I was with me and Sylvia over there and a couple other guys, like Ted, you know, Ted, he's terrible on stage, but he's a nice guy. We were the ones who found it, actually, and we just sort of like ran out and called the cops. But it happened like out, it was like left out back, but there was blood backstage, weirdly enough. The poor Marmite, it just didn't, Marmot. It's actually a ferret, but he thinks it was a marmot.
Okay.
And he does also confirm that yes, the police have gone over the scene and animal control has removed the poor dead animal.
Hmm. Did you see anyone suspicious that day?
Well, there was that one guy who always comes to shows in costume because he's like weird, but I don't like. I mean, he's here all the time. I don't know if that's really suspicious. It's kind of normal for being around here. He always sits in the front row, so I always have to like look at him every time I'm on stage too.
Vika, why don't you ask a little more about this weird guy?
Yeah. Where does he live?
Oh, I don't know. He's tried to like give me his address, but I don't want it, so I like accidentally lose it every time.
Wait, there's a show in half an hour. Are we gonna see him?
Oh, he could be here. I don't know. I haven't seen him yet, but he might be.
Okay. We have to wait it out, and we have to catch this guy. I'm pretty sure he did it.
That was quick. This is like this. I've seen people speedrun Cluedo, and all it is just you immediately accuse someone, and if it doesn't work, you reset. Eventually, you'll get it right.
It's like that guy doing those LA Noir playthroughs where he just chooses lie every time.
Do you have any questions for Nostradamus?
I don't. I'd actually like to check out the spots where the animal was and the blood before the show starts.
Okay, let's do that.
Which one do you want to go to first?
Like they probably cleaned up there was blood inside.
Yeah, that very likely has been cleaned.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go to the animal.
Okay, gonna go out back where
first.
the back of the theater, the back of the grass court theater is. It's almost like depressing to be there because, of course, it's the spot they haven't even tried to make look at all fancy or pretentious. The blood back here has not been totally clean because, it's a street. The animal is indeed gone. Roll intelligence and investigation.
1 success.
Nothing noteworthy is visible at first glance because, of course, this is you could probably safely call it a crime scene technically, and it's been gone over by the cops and kind of cleaned out. But there are several trash cans and a dumpster really, really close by, and they look fairly full. One of the dumpster's covers can't close properly because it's nearing the time where the dump truck is going to come get it, but it hasn't been gotten yet.
Not gonna do a full dumpster dive, but I'll take a look inside and see if someone tossed something in on their way out.
Do you want me to do anything? I'm the gopher. That's why I'm here.
You could help with the
okay.
With the trash diving. So
okay.
You can each take one of them, and both of you roll dexterity and athletics because presumably you're trying to root through them as fast as possible because it might be gross.
Okay. 1 success.
And what did Jim get?
3 successes.
So, Snart, you don't find anything. Jim, you find something that might be quite relevant underneath a few layers of crap. It is very obvious to you immediately that this is an occult book of some kind that has been chucked away, and aside from the fact that it's in the garbage, it actually looks fairly new and fresh. The title of the book is The Reality of Magic, How the Illuminati Uses Sorcery to Maintain Power by 12 Crows.
Ah, finally. I'll kind of hold out to the side and shake it off a little bit, and then, just take a quick glance inside.
It does not take you long at all to notice that there are pages with bloodstains on them.
Oh, boy.
And those pages have some Celtic-looking runes.
Are the runes explained at all on these pages?
They are, but it doesn't take you long to realize that the book is just as much nonsense as the title would suggest. This is not a tome that has been stolen off the shelf of Maximilian Strauss over in California. This is something you would find in a witch shop in a mall. But the blood stains are quite real. You know blood when you see it.
So I'm just dealing with a weird mall goth.
That does seem to be the indication.
All right.
Except one who might not be so harmless.
Yeah, so I'll just, point this out, see if Snart has any opinions about it.
Well, if it's a Molgoth, I think we should go to the mall next.
Yeah.
We'll have a look around there if they've picked up all this weird stuff there, maybe. We'll go there after we're done here.
So it's nearing, that killed about 10-15 minutes, so it's, the show is getting closer. Nostradamus the vampire does, it looks like he's about to head for backstage when you all walk back into the lobby. But he does, excitedly run over to Vika one more time. And he says, "Oh, hey, I don't know if this, I don't know why you're interested, but if you're, that interested, the detectives who are here to, canvass the scene, they left their cards," and he hands Vika a pair of business cards with 2 detectives' names on them.
Oh, thank you. I give him more money.
He stuffs that into his stupid cape. And then he rushes off backstage to take his stupid cape off to fully assume his princess role.
Oh.
He's probably talked to you at length about what a good method actor he is.
Yeah.
So you are waiting for the weird guy who usually shows up to shows in a costume. Seems like it would be pretty obvious, but just for the sake of it, let's have everyone do wits and awareness.
I got a success.
1 success.
So Snart, you notice it first, although it's not really that much of a time difference considering how noticeable it is, as more and more audience begin shuffling into the lobby of the theater. One of them is quite clearly, very obviously, sticks out like a sore thumb. You might wonder if you're imagining it a man dressed as a corn cob. As a point of order, he is not sexy corn. Just a corn cob.
That's in the eye of the beholder.
Fair.
Does he have a sticker on there that says "Country Girls Make Do"?
He does not.
Good.
But a sexy corn costume does exist if you want to deliberately attempt to be sexy corn, and that is not the costume he is wearing.
Is it like a mascot kind of costume?
It's not as bombastic as a mascot costume. It mostly covers his upper body, his from the shoulders down to his knees. And he has his face painted yellow, probably to make his face look like one extra kernel of corn. But it's not like a full body costume that makes him actually look like fully like the thing. He might not be trying to be corn, just to display corn. Also, you 3 are the only ones who find this noteworthy at all.
Oh.
No one.
So
Anyone
everybody's
else?
used to this guy.
Yeah, everybody's used to him. A few people probably quickly look away when they see him.
Can we pull him aside, or
You can try to pull him aside.
I'm not gonna grab this guy. I'm just gonna be like, oh, damn, that's a corn guy.
That's a corn guy. Yeah, if you want to physically grab him, it might cause a scene, because it's not like he's expecting to be physically grabbed.
Also, probably quite hard to physically grab a giant piece of corn.
Well,
Yeah,
his
especially if
arms
have
are
limbs?
exposed.
Okay.
Yes,
yeah,
he has limbs.
yeah.
It's not limiting his mobility.
can I just come up to the guy and be like, "Hi, nice costume."
You sure can. His eyes get a little bright when you say this to him. He's like, "Oh, thank you for noticing. I put a lot of work into this one."
Oh, why you do that? Why you wear costume?
It's an expression, and I really hope the director here might notice me someday.
Oh wait, you do this to act in theater?
I think I want to, but I don't know what role I want to play, and I'm kind of just hoping that something I think of would fit in one of the shows going on.
Oh, I know director. If you want to be in
Oh,
show, I can
really?
I can put you in show.
Oh wow! Oh
Yeah.
wow, that would be great. I have a bunch of different costumes that might work. I have other foods, but I kind of stopped making food costumes because they're really hard. And I think this is probably going to be my last one because I couldn't figure out how to make the kernels stop falling off for a while. I made a xenomorph costume for my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
It does fit me. It does fit me. It fit her a lot better because it was skin tight and stuff.
Okay.
And that was probably the hardest one I've had to make thus far. But yeah, I can always like plan out my next one ahead of time. That's fine too.
Okay, you know what? Tomorrow, go see Mike in management. Tell him Vika said to put you in show, whatever. Like,
Oh, you're Vika! Oh wow, Nostradamus talks about you all the time.
oh yeah, he great.
Oh wow, it's so good to meet you.
Oh yeah, meet you too. Let me ask you a question that is a little weird.
Oh sure.
Did you happen to kill any animals lately?
Oh, what?
No, like just
No.
No. Okay, cool. Just asking, just covering.
No,
my base.
why?
No reason. Thank you. You go see Mike tomorrow. Okay, he put you in place.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Okay. See ya. Bye. It's okay, guys. I talked to him. He checks out.
Sure.
Did you do it? No. Tried everything.
Checks out. Really put him to the grill on this one, but he didn't break.
Vika has Dawn. She can put someone to the grill if she wants to pretty effectively.
I don't think Jim's really convinced this person knows anything at all, and this is...
there's more.
It's just kind of like...
The problem with Vika is she's just used to getting her own way all the time. So if someone doesn't give her the immediate right answer, she assumes that they don't know. She has no concept of resistance.
It's entirely possible that Snart has mentioned to you that half the reason that she decided to get involved with this is that her first impression of Vika was walking disaster person who was going to get killed without help.
I guess it's off to the mall now.
Yeah.
Off to the mall. So you reach the mall, once again pile out of the Vika mobile. The mall itself is not particularly noteworthy. It's a mall, might be a small miracle, it's still in business. Fairly smaller urban area, it might actually be doing better than larger cities where there's way too many malls for the space, because here this is one of the few places people have to go and actually do things with their free time. It is late enough that the mall is indeed closed. There is no outdoor security. Whether or not this mall actually employs night security is not something Jim or Vika would know. It's something Snart might know.
Yeah. I
But
think
there's no one outside.
Yeah. If it's a sleepy little place, they're not going to bother. I don't think.
So you don't have to worry about security personnel, but you do still have, if you want to investigate this, you do still have to get in, and ideally without tripping any alarms.
I have 3 points in stealth breaking and entering.
You sure do.
Can I do that? Can I roll on that?
You sure can. Roll Dex and Stealth, and since you're breaking and entering, you get an extra die. So that's 6 plus 1 for the specialty, so you're rolling 7, and 1 is still 100 die.
Okay. We can do this. 5 success.
5 successes.
Possibly
Oh my God.
messy crit.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
How do you want to go about this? Are you going to try to find a lock you can pick? Are you going to try to find a door that somebody forgot to lock? Are you going to try to go into a skylight? What is your methodology of breaking and entering?
Okay. So, Snart, where are the cameras? We have to make sure to avoid the cameras.
What should I roll on to see if I know where the cameras are?
I'm going to say either wits and awareness or intelligence and awareness.
They're the same score. But, I'll do intelligence because it's, I'm doing it from memory rather than
Right,
noticing what's
yeah, that was
happening.
exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, okay, so that's 3. 2 successes.
You have a pretty good idea where the cameras are. You've been to this mall before. You've offhandedly noticed them. You've never noticed them in a way of avoiding them, but the security cameras are obvious.
Okay, Jim, you be lookout, and we're gonna look for door without security cameras, and we're gonna open that door with special door opening devices.
Did you happen to bring any with you? Or?
Roll intelligence and stealth, and you need 2 successes.
3 successes.
You did indeed think to bring door opening devices just in case you need it.
Take
Just
that,
jaws
Snart.
of life in the back pocket.
Probably not that much.
Alright, so we attempt to stealthily open the door to the mall.
So you are going for a door.
Yeah.
Is your door opening device a lockpick?
Yeah, I couldn't remember that word. Yes.
Okay, so you
See, when you said door opening devices, I was picturing this Mission Impossible, something that carves a perfect circle out or something. You just meant a lockpick.
Yeah, I just meant to.
Yeah, okay.
so you're Vika, you take a knee to get yourself, more level with the lock, so you can put your lockpick into the key slot and lockpick it around. And as you take a knee and you put your face right in front of the lock, realize right that second that it's an electronic lock. It needs a key card, and this kind of pisses you off because how dare it? How dare it inconvenience you like this? And so, at that thought, you just stand back up, you put both hands on the door handle, you go like this, and that door comes straight off the frame and goes woo-hoo-hoo, right through the air behind you and just lands with a thud on in the parking lot.
Okay, good, we're in.
I'm gonna put on my gator.
Might not be a bad idea. So, Jim, you're the lookout, and you're probably paying even more attention now. Most of the parking lot lights are out, so it's dark, very, very dark around here to just pick out individual details. So, to keep an eye out, you're going to roll wits and awareness and lose 1 die. You're a gangrel.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I use Eyes of the Beast?
You absolutely can, yes, and that will remove the penalty.
Okay. So you said what's an awareness?
Yep.
1 success.
You don't see anything out of the ordinary going on yet. I mean, aside from what your group is causing out of the ordinary yet. But of course, you've only just started 10 seconds ago, so you're going to have to keep an eye out. So starting Vika go in. Are you heading right for where the scene was?
Yeah, let's go where the crime was committed.
Weirdly enough, there's actually still police tape kind of cordoning off the spot. And the animal carcass has been removed. The blood has been cleaned up. Why the police tape is still there is anyone's guess. But as you get even closer, it becomes obvious why, which is that right next to the site is the mall fountain. It's percolating and making calming water noises. And on the base of the fountain, on the side facing where the animal was killed, there are symbols carved into the fake marble. They have been etched in, not painted.
Do I know any of these symbols?
Roll wits and occult.
0 successes, bestial failure.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Does Snart know? Snart, do you know what this is?
Okay.
Okay, so So I have academics and occult.
Okay, so you can do intelligence and academics or intelligence and occult.
Okay, I'll do intelligence and academics. 4 successes.
These are divination runes.
Ah, okay.
They're fairly simple designs, and they're easy to remember because they're just like.
Do I know
lines
what
each.
they're trying to divine?
You do not.
Right. Mhm. Does Jim?
Yeah, would Jim know?
Jim isn't there.
Jim!
Well, I guess I better see what the ruckus is.
You're old enough that you've probably seen these somewhere when dealing with weird occult crap. What they mean. Snart, you got 4 successes, you said?
Yes.
You actually probably think they might not be trying to divine anything because there's not a lot of them. It occurs to you this might be more symbolic than actually for the supposed purpose of the symbols.
These are legit, though. They're not like the nonsense in the book. And
Right.
Yeah, they're legit.
Okay.
The ones in the book are legit symbols from a mythology. They're just the book is just not talking about their legit meanings or any such. The book is talking about how they're conspiratorial clues about the lizard men who run the world.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're thinking about this, you all hear footsteps.
What do we do?
What could possibly have alerted them to our presence?
Any of you noticed me rolling a couple minutes ago?
Oh no! Alhazred's trick.
Hello? Is someone there?
Can we hide behind the fountain or something?
You can hide behind the fountain.
Okay, let's hide behind the fountain. Snart.
Okay.
We're hiding behind the fountain.
I'd like to point out I'm enthralled to her, so I'm just hiding where she wants to hide. I would probably look for somewhere else. She's just gone for the most obvious place.
It doesn't work quite like that. You can make your own decisions. You're just very
I know,
predisposed to agreeing with her.
Yeah, I just...
Okay, so fountain's fairly large, so you don't need to make a roll just to hide. Is anyone going to try to peek out, try to see anything about who this is?
I got my creepy red eyes. I'll take a look.
So the looking is not the problem. The problem is the looking without being spotted. So roll composure and subterfuge.
Oh, not stealth? Okay.
Oh, no, yeah, stealth. I'm sorry. I don't know why I forgot stealth was a thing.
Okay, so dice pool is...
You need to beat 2 successes to be not spotted.
Well, it's a good thing I got 3 then.
You are not spotted as you get a look at this person. It is a late middle-aged woman. She has a book tucked under one arm. She's got glasses, graying hair, kind of frumpy. So kind of frumpy is a good description for all of her. She's wearing a flower dress. She has necklaces with beads around her neck. She looks like the person you would expect to run the nearest, granola, earthy, crunchy store.
So, okay, so definitely not one of the mall cops.
Not a mall cop, no. There do not appear to be any mall cops.
Alright.
If she does indeed run one of the stores, maybe she was just staying late to do inventory or something. Or if she was running the earthy, crunchy store, maybe she just likes being around her earthy, crunchy stuff, because, people who like earthy, crunchy stuff like being around it.
Is she close enough that I can tell what the book is, or resembles at least?
You don't have enhanced senses, do you?
I don't...
Heightened senses, rather. I can't remember if you have a dot in Auspex or not.
No.
Okay, so she's not super close, but she's not far enough away that it's out of the realm of possibility, because this is still small city mall, so it's not like there's hundreds of feet of space between any two spots inside of it. So, wits and... Yeah, let's go with wits and awareness.
Nothing.
Nothing. No, you can't. You can tell there is a title on the book, but you can't quite see what it is.
Alright, I'm gonna duck back down and figure out what I want to do about this.
Okay, I'll figure out what you want to do. Snart and Vika, are you doing anything, or are you going to continue to hide?
It's scary.
Is it?
Vika doesn't realize that she's... Well, you haven't... Vika didn't
Yeah.
peek out and see, so she doesn't know that she's scared of the earthy, crunchy lady yet.
I'm gonna see if I notice it's the earthy crunchy lady.
You also need to beat 2 successes.
Okay. 1 success.
You can, if you want, you can take willpower damage to reroll some of your failures. If you don't do that and stick with this roll, she will spot you.
I've got 6 willpower.
Yeah.
Is it
Every-
1
you can-
willpower point per reroll?
Yes, you take
Okay.
1 point of willpower damage and you get to reroll up to 3 dice.
Okay, I'll take a point of willpower and I'll reroll the 2 that failed.
Okay.
They failed again.
You can repeat the process if you want and burn through the entirety of your willpower on 1 roll. That might not be wise.
No.
You're gonna get us killed.
I rerolled again and got 2, so I've taken 3 willpower damage to get 2.
Okay, so you just barely... It's a tie, and a tie goes to you as the player character. So, you said you take 3 willpower damage? Yeah. So, you do get the same information that Jim just got. This is the woman who probably runs the mall's earthy crunchy store.
That was worth it. I think, importantly, what I'm going to do with this information is I'm not going to tell Vika. Because I want Vika to think it's the cops.
Yeah.
So that she's quiet. So I'll motion to her to be quiet and not move. Okay.
Actually, do me a favor, Snart. Also roll intelligence or wits and awareness.
4 success.
You can see the title of the book from where you are, from that glimpse you got. It is not the same book that Jim pulled out of the trash, but it is, with 4 successes, it is, not only can you see the title, but it is instantly clear to you, even as you're processing the title in your head, that it is very much the same kind of book. The title of the book is The Army of the Black Tower, What You Need to Know About Who Really Runs the World by J.J. Peters.
One of those.
So we're in true whack-doodle territory.
So we're just gonna keep quiet till she's out of the picture? Okay, that's
Okay.
what Vika and I will do. I don't know if Jim has his own plans.
Jim, are you doing anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait until she gives up and, moves, and I'm gonna see if I can tail her.
Okay, so she does not give up in the sense that she goes back where she came from. She keeps progressing forward to keep searching more of the mall. So Vika and Snart, you have to sort of slowly crouch walk your way around the fountain to make sure she doesn't see you, but you don't have to roll for it because the fountain is big enough that it's fairly easy to do.
Okay.
Jim, what are you hiding behind? Because you might have to make a roll.
Is this one of those malls where they just park a new car they want to show off by the fountain?
Yeah, they do that. There's one of those. You can be hiding behind that.
Yeah. I was thinking, depending on the size of it, I'm either behind it or under it.
Okay, so you two must also slowly shift yourself around. So, if someone had a top-down view, they would see Snart and Sophie slowly shifting around the fountain in one direction, Jim's shifting around the car in the other direction. But both of these pieces of cover are big enough that it's not hard to keep yourself concealed behind them, so you also do not have to roll. So she does keep slowly walking down the mall, and she moves on, and before you know it, her back is to you. And she's walking at a slow pace, probably because she's a little nervous. So she does, even though it's not a large mall, since you're in roughly the center of it, it'll take her a decent amount of time to like cover the rest and then come back.
All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep following and see how this plays out.
Okay, so you're going to follow her. Snart and Vika, what are you going to do?
I didn't initially want to follow her. I just wanted to see, like, not follow her, but just keep my eye on her, because I want to know why she's still here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with Snart.
If she's someone who is staying late at their mall shop, logically her shop would be in the opposite direction she is walking. Which means that following her would not give you that information. But if you all want to follow her, that's certainly a thing you can all do. If you're going to actively follow her, you're all going to need to roll to remain hidden, though, because you're going to have to keep moving. So everyone... Yeah, wits and stealth for everyone.
2 success.
3 success, possible bestial failure.
3 successes.
Okay, so you all remain hidden. She keeps kind of slowly plodding along. Every now and then she calls out again. She might say, hello, who's there? Hello. She keeps going. When she reaches the end of the mall, she does turn around.
Oh, no.
Did she reach, like, the missing door?
She did not. Actually, no, I'm going to roll to see if she knows the missing door, because she's not leaving the mall. So she doesn't notice it as a matter of course.
Just as long as we don't start chasing each other in and out of doors in a hallway to a weird show tune.
She does not notice the door.
Okay.
She turns back before she gets far enough for it to be immediately apparent. But since she's turning around and you're not near the large cover again, this means you all get to make another intelligence and stealth test.
4 successes, possibly messy crit.
Damn.
For 2.
3 successes.
Also enough. What am I saying? I haven't actually made a roll. I'm still checking the dice. I'm stupid.
Behind a cardboard cutout in the same pose.
She only has one success, so yes, 2 is enough. So once again, this is a long, drawn-out process. You were all very bored by this. Because she does... The saving grace here is that because she has now covered the entire mall and she's walking back, she does walk back a little faster because she seems to be a little more confident that maybe she was hearing things and that there's nothing to worry about. So you continue following her to basically the far end of the mall than the one you entered into, and she does indeed walk. There's one of the storefronts has like the most earthy, crunchy name you can imagine on top. The gate is like pulled down to just a few inches off the floor. It's not locked, so she just like throws it up, walks back in, and pulls it back down a little bit. Doesn't bother closing it all the way. All the lights inside her store are still on. You can already smell the incense. You're close enough.
Nature Valley, the store.
Can we follow? Is she going in the store?
She's in the store, yes. You would have to open the gate or try to find the back hallways of the mall that leads to all the back doors of the stores. You're still so far away that you cannot tell what she's doing in the store if she would see you open the gate from here. You would have to scope it out a bit.
Can I move in closer without being detected?
Yes, you can.
Okay. That's what I'm gonna do.
She is not visible. She appears to have gone into whatever back room the store has at this point.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna try and find that back hallway.
Alright. Not hard to find. Those aren't hidden in malls. It's just not necessarily close, but you walk for like 3 seconds and you find the first door into the back areas. Are Vika and Snart going to follow him, or are the two of you thinking about maybe trying to open the gate quietly?
Let's open the gate quietly.
Open the gate quietly.
I
It's well
just
oiled. You
go
don't need
along
to
with
roll
her.
for it. You just give it a slow slide up because it's not, since it hasn't been locked or moved all the way down to the bottom. It has no resistance whatsoever. So you can easily slide it up enough to like duck under. Which, because Vika is tiny, makes it a little harder for Snark to duck under.
Do
But
I
it's
need
still,
to like roll anything?
No, not yet.
So do we just like open the gate, like go into the store, and we're
Yeah.
in the store now?
Yeah, you're in the store.
Where is she?
You can't see her. She has gone into a back room of some sort. Yeah, you don't at this very moment you don't need to worry about her seeing
Okay.
you.
So can we like snoop around the store?
You can absolutely snoop around the store. Are you looking for anything specific?
More occult stuff, suspicious things, animal corpses.
Oh my god, it's all Alex Jones.
Intelligence and occult for both of you.
2 success.
Also 2.
So Vika, you find the bookshelf that the book that Jim found came from. There's more copies of it. There's books about a whole bunch of different stupid shit. There's at least one book by Alex Jones on there too.
Yeah.
This caters to a wide variety of people who are unable to accept that the world is not as mundane as it appears to them. Only they knew. Snart, what stands out to you is there actually is a section on local spooky history.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to investigate that further,
Yes.
or continue looking around?
I think we'll start there.
Same roll, intelligence and occult.
4.
4. One thing you notice immediately is that there's actually a. It's not entirely books in a bookshelf. There's like a kiosk with like a map of the place and a with like points of interest marked on it and things like that. Vika's cabin is marked on it as a supposed old murder home, and also built on top of an ancient grave site. What you do notice, you don't even need, with 4 successes, what you do notice, you don't even need to look at any of the various specific materials, is that there is a point of interest in the middle of the city map marked on this. And there are the sites of where the dead animals have been found. If you include Vika's cabin, they make an almost perfect X.
Right.
The one of the that noteworthy spooky site in the center of the city is like perfectly in the center of all of these places.
Okay, she killed my cow. I'm gonna go kick her butt.
You don't know that.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna suggest Vika reins it in a little.
You have to roll for it if Vika does not want to be convinced by you.
Okay, how do we roll?
Vika, you're feeling mean right now. So
I'm
it'll
feeling
be
very mean. Somebody murdered my animal. Like, I'm raging, and I think it's her.
Yeah, so Vika, it's going to be your resolve and intimidation because you're angry and you don't want to be convinced by Snart.
Okay.
And Snart, it's going to be your charisma and persuasion.
3 success.
Oh, we're showing off the roll. It's going to be good.
What is this?
It's not good.
0 success. Oh.
So if you don't make further efforts to convince her, she is not going to be
I
convinced.
burned my willpower already. I just want to go home.
So Vika, what do you do?
I'm gonna look in the back room. I'm fuming. I'm angry. I have points in brawl that I'm using up.
Beat up.
You don't actually
someone
use those
for
up.
that.
Those are just your stats. So, do you bother knocking on the door to the back room?
No,
or
I just
do you
kicked the door in.
You kick the door in.
I'm very angry.
You kick the door in. You're very angry, and that wasn't even a bestial failure. And it's Jim. You haven't reached the back room from the other side yet, but you hear this. And Snart, do you follow right behind Vika?
I don't have a choice.
So She kicks the door in, you both go in, and the first thing you see is this poor woman sitting at a desk, doing paperwork, probably figuring out what her taxes for the day's transactions are, and she just, like, is shocked and just kind of looks up like,
You kill my cow!
and she just, like, she looks around like she's wondering what, and when she finally finds her voice, she says, What cow?
Start, you may be right,
Yeah.
I may have already reacted a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yes, my friend apologizes.
She's looking between you, and she like rotates her office chair a little bit and looks at the other desk in the room where she has left her phone, possibly wondering if she can reach it from where she is without moving, and she cannot.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say that I'm sorry, but my friend is Russian. What she's done is normal in her country. If you just want to forget all about this, we'll leave right now.
She starts she's like nervously fidgeting with her pen, and it may be hard for her to process the actual words you're saying because she just says, "Okay, who are you?"
It's not important.
My name is not important.
We're local residents. Our prize cow has been murdered.
I'm sorry. That was mean of someone.
It was terrible.
I didn't do it.
I believe you.
It's all very weird.
I need to explain. I'm on your side in this situation. I think two of us together, we both agree we just need to get rid of her, and it's going to be fine.
Jim, you have reached the back door to the back room. What do you do?
I'm tempted to just kick it in and be like, ha! But no, I'm going to just slowly open. The hell?
She's a bit too distracted by Snart and Vika to notice that the other door is opening. But with a crack in the door, you can see what the situation is and hear what they're saying to each other. So you know that you don't need to barge in and defend Vika and Snart from some kind of attack or anything.
And I'm gonna silently sidle in here and close the door behind me. I'm gonna stand behind her.
Uh-oh.
Like, I'm just doing the Batman thing. Because I'm gonna see how this plays out for a second before I say anything, and I think having the element of surprise could be nice.
Mm-hmm.
I just want this nice lady to know that we both have a vested interest in diffusing the situation.
She keeps like looking back and forth between you, and she says, "Okay, yeah, I would like you to go too."
Before we go, can I ask you a quick question?
I guess.
What's up with the map?
Oh, the map that's out on the display up front. It's just like a map of all like the weird stuff in town, because the people who come to my store are usually interested in that. And so if they're interested in that, I like to strike up conversations about it, because I think the longer they're in the store, it like makes them more likely to spend more money.
Oh, that is good. You know what? I apologize for your door. Here's some money for the door.
Oh, thank you. It's very. And she's afraid. She wants to. She looks like she wants to touch it, but she's also afraid to. So she just kind of stares at it.
Let me ask you something else, since we're friends now. Did anyone weird come in asking strange questions about the map and anything?
Well, I mean, everybody who comes in here is kind of weird. But yeah, the last time someone asked me about like locations in town, they were asking me like about ley lines and if you could do magic by like doing things on the ley lines and things like that.
Did they look like a corn dog?
No,
Okay.
no, they were a person.
Did they leave you a card?
No, they were a customer. Why would they leave me a card? They asked me.
That's
They
a
asked me if
custom
I
in
had.
Russia.
Oh, very weird.
Nothing my accomplice is doing is weird in context.
Okay.
Right? She's just...
Yeah, they bought some books from my conspiracy section,
Right, yeah.
which I think is stupid, but people buy it, so I stock it anyway. And they bought a couple books about like.
Oh, did they buy this? And I toss out the bloody book on her desk.
And since she has no idea you were there, she's like. She sounds like Sin does when Sin plays horror games. She sounds like Sin does when Sin walked toward the door too fast in Doom. Yes, I remember that, and I'm never going to forget it, Sin. I'm sorry. For those of you unaware, there was a point where Sin streamed Doom 2016, and was not expecting Doom, was not prepared for Doom Guy's walking speed. So when she walked to the first door, the walking speed startled her, and she screamed.
Ooh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
That is the noise this woman makes. But because you do dramatically like thump the book down on the table, she does. It actually does draw her attention to it. Like she looks at it for a second, and then she like points to it as though she was the only one who noticed it, that it was even there, even though you were the one who threw it down. And she says, "Yeah, he bought one of those. I mean, I don't know if it was that one, but he bought one of those."
Mm-hmm. Do vampires have like a power to extract what the person looks like from someone else's mind? Like if we want to do a sketch.
That might be something some vampires can do, but you are not one of those vampires.
Is Jim?
No.
Damn it, Jim.
Then my dramatic reveal complete, I'm just gonna take the book back.
Okay.
Can Jim turn into a penguin now?
He can, yes. He can do that anytime he wants.
Just to like, so this woman's story will not be believed by anyone and she never reports it.
Completely fine.
Jim?
You can do that anytime. You do have to make a rouse check for that, because that's not a level 1 power.
Well, really weaponizing the masquerade violations here with this plan. I kind of like it.
The cameras are off.
Well, you've never met Baron Victor Temple down in L.A., but you've probably heard about him, and his whole hiding in plain sight thing is certainly not necessarily a philosophy you would adapt for yourself for everything, but you can definitely see the logic in it.
Giant penguin it is.
Do you get hungrier?
Let's see, what's the, what do I do for a rouse check?
100 dice. 100 die.
Success.
So it's the reverse of what you witnessed earlier, Snart, where all of Jim's form is almost like clay being molded as he just shifts into the form of a man-sized penguin. Vika, you did not see this before. This is the first time you were seeing this.
Whoa!
The woman running the store, who has been fidgeting with her pen in terror this entire time, she almost like stops moving as she stares at Jim turning into the penguin, except the pen just drops from her hands. Do you do anything staring up at her in your penguin form, Jim? Are you going to leave?
Yes.
So you exit the mall, you pile back into the Vika mobile. As you're driving out of the mall parking lot, you pass by the door that Vika flung out of the door frame.
I'll leave some money next to the door so they can fix
Yeah,
it.
that's fine.
From her messy critical.
You just pin the money under the door so it doesn't blow away.
And as you drive, your goal is to go to the gas station, the last site.
Okay.
So as you drive toward that destination, I think that would be a great place to end this episode and leave it for next time, since we're about to hit 3 hours.
Oh my god, what a cliffhanger!
I know, we're going to a gas station.
I think I'll add to I will add a bit to the cliffhanger, and I will reveal one of my super secret notes here. This is something I have been tracking the entire game, although for the most part it was tracked in the last several minutes. It's things you may have done that have endangered the Masquerade and may cause a breach.
Oh no! Well,
You know, that thing we're trying to prevent.
Because that type of thing is relevant to at least one of your characters.
uh-oh, someone's gonna be in trouble!
I mean, to be specific, it's more relevant to at least one of your characters than in a more specific way than it is to every vampire. Of course, that's relevant to every vampire.
Oh no, we're all gonna be in trouble!
You might be. You just might be. It's possible.